During an R&R visit to the Philippine Islands this summer, I decided to acquire some silver to add to my collection. This series of videos will present my silver pickups and of course include a little story about the history behind them. From 1903 to 1912, there was a series of silver coins produced by the United States after they acquired control of the Philippine Islands as a result of defeating Spain during the Spanish-American War of 1898. This video will present the coins of this particular series that I acquired during my recent visit to the Philippine Islands. The story of the American colonial period Philippine silver peso actually begins with the sinking of the battleship USS Mayon in the harbor of Havana, Cuba. The U.S. believed that this was due to a Spanish saboteur, which in fact later investigations concluded that it was more probably caused by spontaneous combustion of coal dust. But that was all the Americans needed to dive headfirst into the ongoing conflict helping to establish Cuba's independence from Spain. The United States demanded that Spain conduct a complete withdrawal from Cuba, and this resulted in Spain's reluctantly declaring war on the United States on April 24, 1898. The Philippine Islands were one of Spain's few remaining outposts, and on 1 May 1898, U.S. ships confronted the Spanish fleet in Manila Bay and decimated them without a single loss of American life. In 1898, Spain acknowledged the defeat and, as a result of the Treaty of Paris, which closed the Spanish-American War, Spain granted independence to Cuba and seceded Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States. To provide stability to the Philippine economy, in 1903, the United States created a workable coinage system, and the result included the American colonial period Philippine silver peso. This is a beautifully designed coin which represents the heritage of both nations. The obverse, credited by Filipino sculptor Melecio Figueroa, features the standing figure of an adolescent Filipina wearing a long, flowing gown and holding a hammer in her right hand resting atop an anvil. Her left arm is half raised and holds an olive branch. Behind her is a depiction of the volcano Mount Mayon, an almost perfectly conical-shaped volcanic mountain northeast of the capital city of Manila. Above the design, you will find inscribed the denomination 1 peso, and below the word Filipinas. The reverse displays the arms of the U.S. territory's shield. A broad winged eagle clutching an olive branch in its right claw and a bundle of arrows in its left, sitting atop the shield divided into 2 registers. The upper register has 13 stars. The lower register has 13 vertical stripes. The date appears at the bottom and United States of America appears at the top. To the left of the year may be a mint mark of S for San Francisco. Coins with no mint mark were minted at the Philadelphia Mint. There are 2 varieties of this particular coin. Variety 1 consists of the years 1903 to 1906. Its diameter is 38 millimeters. The silver weight of this coin is 0.780 ounces. The total weight of the coin is 26.956 grams and is comprised of 90% silver. Variety 2 consists of the years 1907 through 1912. Its diameter is 36 millimeters. The silver weight of this coin is 0.514 ounces. The total weight is 20 grams and is comprised of 80% silver. By 1905, there was a developing problem with this currency. The standards for the silver peso had been established during an historic low point in the price of silver, and its value was now rising. By the end of 1905, The bullion value of the USA Philippine silver coinage exceeded their face value, and a large number of these coins were rapidly disappearing to either be hoarded or melted. Only pesos were coined for circulation during 1906, and nearly all of these were subsequently melted, creating the rarest collectible coin in this series. All of the silver coins were reduced in both size and fineness beginning 1907 through 1912 and beyond. Another historical point of interest for this series of coinage. With the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor and their subsequent invasion of the Philippine Islands, a decision was made to arrange for the safe transport of the nation's wealth, which included 1,330 kilos of gold bars, 16.5 million pesos worth of silver coins, and 70 million pesos in banknotes. In February 1942, the submarine USS Trout, on her second combat mission, delivered much-needed ammunition to Corregidor Island, and upon her departure requested additional ballast. Since neither sandbags nor sacks of concrete were available, she was given 20 tons of gold bars and silver pesos to be evacuated from the Philippines. This left the American defenders on Corregidor with 350 tons of silver pesos, estimated to be worth almost 16 million pesos. Running out of time as the Japanese forces closed in, a decision was made to fill wooden crates with the remaining silver and dump these into Caballo Bay on the southern part of the Corregidor Island, which is an inlet to the Greater Manila Bay. It is estimated the Japanese invaders recovered about 2 million pesos worth of silver coins from the bottom of the bay. After the war, American military divers and contractors recovered nearly 5 million pesos between May 1945 and April 1946. It is also estimated that 6.5 million in pesos were recovered by enterprising locals. How about that? The spoils of war. The only non-proof silver peso coins minted between 1903 and 1912 was the 1903, 1903S, 1904, 1904S, 1905S, 1906S. These are all the 90% silver variety type 1. Variety type 2 started with 1907S, 1908S, 1909S, 1910S, 1911S, and 1912S, and these were all 80% silver. The key dates for this series are the 1906S, but be mindful that many counterfeits of the 1906S exist and are quite common. The semi-key dated coins are the 1911S and the 1912S. If you're looking for an undervalued coin in this series, seek the 1904 Philadelphia minted coin. With a mintage of only 11,000, it can be acquired for an exceptional value relative to its mintage availability. My thoughts on the American colonial period Philippines silver coin. It is a magnificent coin that represents the eventual union between America and the Philippines. The story and history involved with this series of coins attracts me to it like a moth to a flame. Knowing that there might be more Philippine silver treasure waiting to be discovered at the bottom of Manila Bay, how can you not love this coin and the story it tells?